Hey everyone, Snip here, and welcome back to another raid review. This time we're looking at Team Mob and their Deimos attempts. You should be able to hear a few voices in the background. They might be a little bit quiet. That was intentional so that we can focus on what's going on. First of all, widescreen monitor, that's going to be good for looking at mechanics. First thing I'm noticing, and you can immediately tell with any team that's a bit more experienced or disciplined, that they'll be really stacked, but a team that's maybe still progging a little bit or trying to figure things out, they're not going to be stacked as much. So you need to think about how that's affecting your team. You should be stacked. You're already spread out quite a bit. That's going to be a bit of an issue. For when you go down here, you kind of want to organize who's going down to an extent so that you can hit those all at the same time. Sometimes people like to do it with Condi, but theoretically you could send 4 people down. They each go to 1 and they all do their rotation, like their big burst all at once. And then the bonds will be broken. So consider that as an option if you're struggling to get that consistent. That's something that people will do. It looks like you were all, oh, you forgot to turn off the cinematic. Uh-oh. Well, good job nonetheless. I guess we'll get to... So the reason you want to turn off the cinematic is actually because you're going to lose your boons here, which kind of sucks. So you're going to have to re-put on all the boons. Okay, Deimos time. Okay. I don't really know that you need to use Rifle 4 there. I don't think it's really necessary, but you haven't used Rifle 2 yet. Okay. And I think you interrupted both Rifle 2 because you're moving. You interrupted Rifle 2 and 3 there. So keep that in mind that you just did a whole lot less damage because of that. Yeah, Rifle 2 should be a big priority. It's quite a bit of damage. Rifle 2 and 3. There we go. Okay. Some feedback is that your team... Actually, no, you're stacked pretty well. I was going to say, well, let's see how people react to this. Okay, you should Aegis that. That will help you a lot.
That was decent stacking, but...
Yeah. The issue there is it would be nice if you had Aegis. So, oh, it looks like this is a death. Okay, so you did not have toughness on your HK. That's okay. Let's skip to the next poll. Just take a look at what's going on here. Try to skip ahead a bit just to get some more action in the fight. So look at where everyone's standing. You want to be a little bit more prompt. You're all a little bit spread out. That means some of you may or may not be getting boons. Stack, 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 stack. Also, you want people to be dodging toward where Deimos is slamming down. In doing so, you prevent yourself by getting hit kind of by the follow through. This is good. Yeah, when I'm watching your gameplay here, all I'm thinking is press 2 and 3 faster. If you press 2 and 3 just a little bit faster, you'll do a lot more damage. 2, 3, and 5 should be big priorities for you. I can't remember if 4 is in the rotational. I don't really know why it would be. I thought you would save it. Unless isn't there a skill that does something on mech that makes it so that does more damage? I don't know. I always thought it was 3 that shoots out the rocket. So I think that 4 you might just want to hold for CC. You'll do more damage with auto attacks and prioritizing your other buttons. Okay, here. This is probably a big turning point, right? So recall that Saul here aggroes to the person who has the highest precision. You should know who that is. If you know who that is, what they should be doing is immediately moving on top of Deimos to get the boss, or to get Saul to basically stand right on top of Deimos so that you can cleave them both down at the same time. I think that was a pretty good dodge there. Because you'll notice that it's... Ah, there you go. Now you got it on top of the group. But you let Saul steal all your boons. That should never happen. That should never, ever, 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 ever happen. If you have a druid... which it looks like you do, your druid should be basically targeting Saul that whole time and just thinking, okay, how do I break that bar if it comes up? When I play druid, I always run marksmanship for the additional break bar destruction. Consider that as a valid option even here. Awkward timing with the oils. I don't know that that will matter too much, but it looks like your comp is a bit weird because you actually don't have any firebrands here. That's actually quite uncommon. People like to play firebrand because firebrand has just so much Aegis to prevent a lot of these attacks from happening. Oh, you got to get out of the oil. Oh, it's close. So you're going to go down here, going to burst this down. I wouldn't rely so much on the mech's auto attack because it's not working. You're going to want to hotkey those buttons and use them every once in a while. Kind of unfortunate timing with how Saul immediately split when you got up there. Good dodge there. Oil is up. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, your friendo did not move. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. I think maybe they didn't see it. There's a skill. It might be the Stone Spirit skill that puts this like mud down or something. And if you do that, it's quite rough because you can't see the oil through that. So you have to be careful about that. Again, another reason I'd bring Firebrand is so that even if the oils do happen, you can just Aegis everybody and that won't matter. Let's skip ahead. Skip ahead and watch some more gameplay here. Okay, once again, Saul, is it going to steal all your boons? Let's see. You should be... You can pierce as a mechanist, so you could actually pierce through Saul and hit the boss. I'm concerned that you're not paying enough attention to Saul. If you're just trying to get the kill and be consistent, you should all be targeting Saul if you're really struggling with this. Otherwise, you want to pull Saul on top of the boss and cleave them both down at the same time. Like, Saul should not be alive right now. The reason that's actually relevant is it can strip your Aegis and stuff. Well, uh-oh, that's not good. Uh-oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I had a bad feeling about that one. So I imagine you're going to redo that. Okay. Yeah, the big thing there was you just all got a little bit out of position. But again, man... Okay, so let me explain. The Aegis, if you bring a couple firebrands and you just have them bring advance, every time that slam attack happens, they just tap advance. And the reason this is relevant is because when you tap advance, it will block that unless you're kind of in this perfect angle where both sides of the pizza will hit you. But yeah, you definitely want to bring Aegis if you're going to struggle at all in this fight. If you feel like you're struggling, bring firebrands for sure. I would even go as far as dropping both healers to both be firebrands and then bringing a lack DPS, even though that's slightly painful. Okay. Watch a few more of these, but that should give you quite a bit of feedback already. Unfortunately, your logs aren't working, so I'm not able to go see the logs exactly. But I think I've identified most things here. Avoid moving if you don't need to. Like, you're moving right now back and forth. I know it's very tempting. It's just a bit of like a nervous tick there, but it's something I've been working on because I do that too. I've been working on trying to recall that if I don't need to move, I shouldn't be moving. Okay, you're going to go up here. Who has the highest precision? Let's take a look. Someone that's on the boss, so that's good. Yeah, if I'm you even, what I'm doing is I'm targeting Saul. Yeah, that's not good. That oil is gonna kill the group now, probably. One thing you could do is you could shift Signet in there, but yeah, the reason you're gonna die here is you don't have anything that's really gonna provide Aegis. The mechs can do it, but it's just not as consistent, and it's only one tick. Whereas Firebrand has like 3 different ways it could provide Aegis depending on, or maybe 4, depending on what you're playing exactly. Okay, let's take a look over here. Just skip around. Oh, you're dead here. Uh-oh. How did you die? Let me find when you die. Oh, you died early. Okay, right. Everyone should be getting to the middle a little bit faster. Oh, yeah, okay, yes, you made the grave error. You dodged away from where it was slamming. So let's take a look back and see what happened exactly there. So watch this. Watch this. Watch. See, wait, see that? Look, pause, evade, 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 evade. It hits you on the backswing. You dodged into the exact perfect location to be hit again. Always dodge toward where the slam is happening. Where's the group's demise here? More oilers. Okay, so you're struggling with the oil. What are you going to do about it? The oil. How does the oil work? The oil spawns in the person who's closest to Deimos, who is not the tank. This means that theoretically, you can kind of control where the oil is going to be. And by kind of, I mean absolutely control. So if you're struggling with this, what a lot of people do is they'll have everyone just take a little bit of a step back and they'll assign somebody to kite the oil around. Now, you should always just leave the tank and the hand kite up at the 75, 50, and 25 splits because you want the oil to spawn on the hand kite. If the oil spawns on the hand kite, this will allow you to, not have to worry about the oil at all. Because at hand kite, all they have to do is just move off of it. Oops. Anyways, let's see. Anything else to say about that? Yeah, let's take a look. Let's look at another example here. Okay, where is the oil? See how no one was close to Deimos there? So the oil is just spawning in inconvenient locations. You want it to spawn closer to the edge. So see where the tag is right now? Somebody should be closest to Deimos, but kind of also inching towards the edge. That way that the oil will spawn closer to the edge. Why does this matter? Well, if you do touch the oil, then half the oil will go, off the screen, so to speak, off the platform. So it makes it a little bit safer. Anyway, let's take a look at this final pull here. See if there's anything else of interest. Everybody needs to get to the middle. Need to keep attacking. You need to move immediately back to the boss now. People are lingering a little bit. You probably want to get closer to the boss. Nobody's on the boss right now. So, okay. See, right there. That's a huge error. They're standing there. Why? You have to think about that. Why are they standing there? Let's rewind a bit. Okay. They dodged that way and then they just stood there. That is a mistake. Because if you had been closer to the boss, like if you at this... There's a moment here, right here. If you were standing closer to the boss, right now, so you're backing away, you should be going forward. You want the oil to spawn into the other oil because it will reduce the surface area of the oil on the entire encounter. That is a very split-second, quick-thinking thing to do, but that's one thing you're definitely going to have to learn. I imagine that a tank or a hand kite's going to die here in a second. Yeah, hand kite died. Okay. So, good job. The big takeaways from this are your positioning needs some work. I imagine that that's affecting the boons as well. You need to be thinking about how the oil spawns and when it spawns. Does the oil spawn, is it like... I'm just going off my memory. I think it's like 20 seconds, 15 seconds or so after. Maybe it's longer than that. Is it 30 seconds? Anyway, the oil has a very particular timer in between oils. If you're really struggling with it, just count it out loud. You're going to have to go look it up because now I'm crazy. I never really think about it off the top of my head, but is it 15, 20 seconds? Something like that. But you almost get a feel for when the oil is going to spawn. You also want to know how the oil works exactly. Everyone should know how the oil works. Everyone should be talking about it. And when an oil happens, like if you do touch an oil, everyone should be like stack, 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 stack. Everyone should actually move together, use their dodges, and the healer should be spamming heals. You want to stack up so that you can give people Aegis if you need to for the mind crush. Anyways, good job, Team Mob. I know you're going hard at the prog. Appreciate you. Thanks for sending this in. Hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Take care.